And joining us right now with what he would like to ask Chairman Bernanke is Representative Michael Burgess. He is a member of the Joint Economic Committee where Ben Bernanke is going to be testifying. And Congressman, thanks for joining us today.
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
What is the most important question on your mind? Do you expect to hear from Chairman Bernanke today that he thinks we need more accommodative policy?
Well, I do suspect he's going to have some advice for Congress, which is to stop scaring people. We might have the same advice for him. But your last segment leading in about the self-perpetuating downward spiral, I think there are some legitimate questions about what is going to happen. Although the Spanish bond sale is encouraging, is there any danger to our financial institutions from the activity that's taking place in Europe? And if that is so, is there any cause for concern that would initiate that self-perpetuating downward spiral, a Lehman-like downgrade that could hurt the economy in a way that would be almost impossible to recover? So that's the fear that I live with, and obviously I'll be asking Chairman Bernanke that very question.
If you're worried about that, would you be willing to have the United States step in and offer assistance in some way, whether that be money provided to the IMF or whether that be the go-ahead to Chairman Bernanke to try and do more from an accommodative policy to prevent that from happening?
Well, at this, if indeed you were to have the type of scenario that was just described by the vice chairman of the Fed, I would suggest that we do everything to shore up things here and make certain that we can deal with the problems here for our own folks before going over and trying to clean up or clear up problems in other areas. Well, we all know, going back to the TARP days, that Chairman Paulson did in fact do just that. Was it helpful? Did it prevent additional problems? I mean, that's just hard to know because a lot of that has sort of been shrouded in opacity, and members of Congress are just generally not aware of all of the activity that took place then. So, if it is going to happen, the chairman does need to be forthright and talk to us about what his requirements are and what his expectations are and what he's trying to prevent and what he thinks he can help.
Again, though, is there... you talked about shoring up things here. Do you believe that this is a situation or a crisis where the United States should play a role in helping Europe, or do you think this is a problem that Europe needs to fix on its own?
Well, again, I think likely we already are, going back to 2008, and there's a lot of similarities as we go into this summer to back to 2008, and that is one of the things that concerns me. I do want to hear from Chairman Bernanke that he has the tools he needs to deal with any fallout of any problems here and make sure those bases are covered. If preventive medicine is necessary in Europe, then please talk to us about it. Again, I would rather not have it shrouded in the opacity that we saw from the Department of Treasury back in 2008.
Congressman, I remembered, and I checked it quickly on the internet. You're an MD. It must be your bedside manner when we talk to you. But I remember in the past we've spoken to you about Obamacare quite a bit, and that you are an MD.
Yes, sir.
Do you know anything about is it going to be a Monday in June when the Supreme Court tells us what they're going to do?
Unless it's a Tuesday.
Supposedly they do things like that. Do you know anything? You hearing anything? What are you expecting? Because it's imminent.
Yeah, it's imminent. We know it will happen in June, and it is likely to be a Monday again, unless it's a Tuesday. And we'll, a brilliant op-ed that was in the magazine, the newspaper, The Hill yesterday, by yours truly, talking about the things that we need to do immediately to shore things up and reassure people that if indeed the Supreme Court voids the entire legislation, that the world's not coming to an end and the bases are going to be covered. There's some short-term strategy that can be followed. There's obviously the medium-term strategy of the election, and then the long-term strategy as to how things roll out next year. So I think members of Congress are well poised to play a role in that, whatever happens, because even if the Supreme Court says everything's just Jim Dandy and they like the law as is written, we know that the American people are going to weigh in on an election in November, and that could change things as well.
Yeah, I missed The Hill yesterday. You maybe send it to a paper, or maybe send it to the New York Post, something that we read around here,
yeah,
or the Times or the Wall Street Journal.
I do what I can, sir.
All right, but it's in The Hill. Okay. Well, we'll have you. Maybe we'll stay tuned. We'll have you back, find out what happens too.
Great.
Okay.
Congressman, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.